Hey there, cohort one for fall. Good to see you. I really have enjoyed your engagement in the program, and specifically as it relates to our last two modules, the learning outcomes as well as the multimedia module. We got some good stuff in there. You guys are killing it in no small measure. I loved how I got to see from you how specific, how relatable, and how actionable those objectives were that you put in there for your outcomes and objectives assignment, and hearing you reflect on where those might go. You'll note again that in our class we put them all over the place, but you find a rhythm that works for you and stick to it, and that's fine. But again, I love the video assignments. I've been seeing people just doing regular videos, and then I saw some people who went that extra fancy mile and did the video web capture as well as the screen capture. And I, as the student, had the ability to toggle between the two or look at them both, which I think is one of the great features of Kaltura. The reason we want you to do that video assignment in Kaltura is so that you experience it and you understand how it works. The great news about it is that it gets stored in a place where we have unlimited space, so you can upload as many videos as you need in that space. And it's also protected, so it's not like you're sticking it in YouTube for them to watch. They have to go through it through the course, through Kaltura. So anyway, good stuff. Talking about where we're going now, right? So this, for the due date for this week, obviously Thursday, first due date, is going to be Module 6. And Module 6 is all about collaboration and communication. And lo, here we are in the module. Look, it's right there. I'm pointing to it. I'm in the course. Anyway, so we want you to be able to do some things when you come out of this module. And many students report in an online environment how they often feel like they are alone and that they have no connective or community-oriented sense in the course. We all know that learning can be successful in a social context. And so we want you to think about ways to build in opportunities for meaningful communication and contact between your students, whether they just reflect with each other or communicate with each other in one way, shape, form, or fashion. We also want you to be able to think about a regular pattern of communication, much like I'm doing with you each week with our Tuesday tune-ins, right? We provide you with these little touch bases that you can have in effect with your own students and flip the script, right? And then we also do regular grading and providing feedback in that area as well. Beyond that, the expectations we would like you to have in your courses, expectations for yourself and expectations for your students. We think those are important and things that you should be able to do. So anyway, we want you to think about that as you're making your way through Module 6. And I hope you'll find it fun. But then we get into some hot stuff here. For Sunday's due date, it's going to be Module 7. Module 7 is absolutely important, and that is assignment and assessment. And one of the things that we think about when we think about doing this is, what is our assessment strategy? Why are we doing the assessments that we're doing? If you want to think about it as alignment, making sure that you're meeting the needs of the outcomes and objectives that you're searching for with your assessments, that's good. But we also get into the best practices around assessments and how we want to have kind of a mixed medium, if you will, multiple measuring sticks to help your students get to where they are. And you'll go through an activity where you work on what we call the hallmarks of effective assessment. And you'll work your way through there, and we'll have you talk about ones that you use and ones that you'd like to use. And then after that, we'll actually have you, using those hallmarks of effective assessment, come up with an assessment strategy. We actually provide you a document that you can use to see how you're, in your own assessment strategy, you're meeting those hallmarks. So anywho, I hope that's helpful for you, but that particular unit is due then on Sunday. So that is kind of the where we've been and where we're going. Now let's get into some tips. So this Thursday, we're getting some new features in Blackboard. Some features that I think you will find wonderful in terms of helping you, in terms of your regular teaching practice, and then others that might be something that might be encourage some of that motivational engagement in your students, inspiring maybe that sense of community, but also that sense of accomplishment in your students. So, and then we'll look at a couple other things. But the first thing I want to talk to you about is the new gradebook view. And if I go to my gradebook, and this is a fake course with fake people, so don't stress about it. But if I go to my gradebook in this view, you're going to see that I now have an overview page that kind of gets me task driven into things that I need to do as the instructor. You'll notice here that it's now divided up between things that I need to grade and things that I need to post. So I know in my grading journey, the things that I've already done and the things I need to get out there, it helps me as an instructor know where I need to start. And so I can actually go through here and just start getting to work. You still have access to the other grades, the gradable items view, the grades view, and the students view, but the overview is kind of a nice place for you to get in and do this thing, right? Get in here and do these wonderful things. So another thing that I think is awesome is we're going to go back to the content page, and I'm going to go, if you'll excuse me, to my question banks. One of the pain points in question banks here recently has been that we have not been able to generate questions in our own question banks. We can do them in a test, but we couldn't do them in a bank. Well, guess what, folks? I can now edit a bank. I can now go to a question bank, get in there and look at it, and then I can go and add questions by generating them. So I can auto-generate questions to go inside my question bank, just like I can auto-generate questions to go inside my test. So that ability, that AI assistant ability, is being added to the banks. So you can start building them there and then linking your tests into these banks when you reuse questions. So again, another new thing that's coming this week. Thursday is when it rolls out. Some of them may not actually roll out live until the following day, but just know that those things are coming. So the ability first to have that grades overview in the grading page where you know what you need to grade, what you need to post. And then this ability here, which allows you to get in and come in and do auto generation of questions in the question bank. One more thing to show you, and you guys are getting a first look, probably before many other people will get it. So this is super exciting. If you want to see the more in-depth stuff that we're going to do that's new, come to our What's New in Ultra session for October, and you'll look through all these things in detail for us as well. You can sign up for it in our regular email that we send out. All right, so one more thing to show you. And there's more to these updates, but I'm just showing you some highlight ones. And you'll notice you've got a new tab. Woohoo! Right here, right? I've got a new tab here called Achievements. Yes, we're getting the band back together. We have our achievements are coming back to courses. I'm going to be able to now create, assign, and track course achievements in my Ultra courses. When they're earned, students will earn a badge in the Achievements tab in the course that they will also see. So I need to go through and create these things. I will go into detail on this in our What's New course, but you can kind of get an idea now. This is the first version of this, so we're limited on the types of badges that we can use. Later on, you're going to be able to upload your own types of badges. But look at this. I can choose a badge called discussion master, and it might be what I call this badge, right? So I'm going to come up here and call it discussion master. Participates in all class discussions regularly, right? Regularly. Engages with classmates. Whatever. And then you can then choose the item that this is going to, where you're doing this engagement. So in this case, I could choose a particular discussion, right, in this course. And so I would click on it and get in there and do that thing. So let's go to the welcome discussion, for instance, and make that one. And then I can select a grade requirement. It needs to have the certain amount of points or higher, right? And then I can add more performance criteria. I can choose another gradable item and add that as well. So you can see if I can make those out of all my discussions and make them a discussion maestro, they'll earn that badge that will show up in the achievements tab in the course. So again, adding that level of engagement, we'll show you this more in depth when we actually do the what's new in the course. I'm showing it to you on a staging server, not even our production server yet. So good stuff coming. There's even more good stuff coming in November that I'll share you in the What's New in November session that we offer in November. But I wanted to give you some ideas around, things that might be helpful for you tip-wise starting this Thursday. So I hope that you've enjoyed those little features and tips that go along with the new update for Ultra coming out in October this Thursday. So you'll be able to get in there. I think it's October 3rd is that day. So in specific, we talked about the new grading overview that tells you specifically task-wise what I need to grade, what I need to post. Then we talked about how you can auto-generate questions inside a test bank. Then lastly, we looked at achievements. Now, there are other features in What's New, and you can actually find them, for instance, for October by going to our support org in Blackboard. So I can go to my organizations and then go to the Teaching Online with Blackboard, the Faculty Resource Center, the Instructor Support org, and going to What's New in Ultra. I can then see new features coming soon, which is coming October 3rd, and you will see things, right? There's even more than what I just covered. So I would encourage you to go through these things and see some of these new features that we've got. So anyway, just to tell you that they're all there for you to go and look at your leisure. Thanks again. Have a great day, and I look forward to continuing to watch you as you work through the program online. You guys are doing great work, are being engaged and active, and we really appreciate that. Look for our feedback. Remember that we offer feedback on the assignments that you submit, so look for our feedback in there. Thanks a lot, and have yourself a great rest of your day.